sized candy bar. Low-cost carriers have long cut back on their free food and drink offerings, but most airlines do still offer at least 2 meals on flights between Europe and North America. British Airways parent company IAG has seen steady profits in recent months, but has warned that the Brexit vote could weigh on its bottom line. BA says that the change is part of an ongoing review of its catering options. I'm not sure if that counts as an upgrade, Mark, really, does it? But you'd be advised to bring your own snack, I think.
Indeed. If you get a 4-finger Kit Kat, you're doing well, I suspect.
I don't think it's even 4 fingers, though. I think that's the problem. Very small ones.
Heavens above. Kate Moody, thank you very much indeed. Great to see you. Let's bring in James Crew, the Media Watch. How are you, sir?
Very well, thanks, Mark.
Now, the burkini, very much in the headlines in France.
For the third week running now, this is
Burkini, just to remind
headlines.
people, this is the kind of... it's not Islamic, it's something that Muslim women might wear at the beach.
That's right, to cover up more than the average swimsuit.
Of course, any woman could choose to wear it, but there you go.
That's right, so nothing illegal about it. Just a bit of background, in France, you're not allowed to wear the full facial covering veil, the burqa or the niqab, etc. But wearing the classic veil, there's nothing wrong with that. So there's nothing illegal about the burkini. It was in the news 2 weeks ago when a water park decided to privatise their facilities to host an association whose members were going to be wearing the burkini on that given day, so men weren't going to be invited along. It created a big controversy when the local mayor down near Marseille said he would like to have this event banned. So that put the burkini in the spotlight. And last week, the mayor of Cannes decided to ban the burkini for the month of August because essentially he was saying this is a provocation in the current climate of terror attacks. And in fact, there was a court case where an association against Islamophobia challenged this Cannes mayor's decision, and actually the appeals court has upheld the Cannes mayor's decision. He said this is about assuring the security of our city in the context of the state of emergency. We are not forbidding the veil, the kippah or the cross. I am simply banning a uniform which is the symbol of Islamist extremism. So it's that position that is actually somewhat controversial, if you might like, Mark. But Cannes is one of only 3 towns now in France, the third most recent one in Corsica, to take this decision to ban the burkini temporarily.
It's really hard to imagine how this holds water, but it is obviously part of, and you've mentioned it, the kind of the tension that is running through France right now over what has been happening.
That's right. And there's this sort of hardline defence of secularism, secular values, and any sort of ostensible signs that would be seen as demonstrating a degree of segregation or whatnot, or as they say in France, communitarism, kind of communities forming separate identities, if you like.
It's almost ghettoisation, isn't it? That
exactly.
Kind of self-inflicted in some way.
They're very, very tense questions. In any case, the Minister for Women's Rights has weighed in on the issue. She said, look, the burkini is profoundly archaic. That's her quote on this. She basically says that this is an issue of emancipating women, and she didn't want to comment on the individual decisions taken, for example, in Cannes and elsewhere, which have been vastly criticised. So it's interesting to see that she's not making the point that there's nothing illegal about wearing the burkini. She's preferring to make a more social, kind of broader point about encouraging women.
You can attack it on a number
Right.
of levels, can't you? On that issue of a social question,
Right.
Should women be oppressed in this way? Is it a symbol of oppression?
Right.
You could say yes, you could say no.
Indeed.
Is it about choice? You could say yes, you could say no. And is there this aspect of fear of
segregation,
of Islam, if
the
you
other,
like, which obviously comes on the back of the attacks.
That's right, but you're not seeing a huge amount of that side of the debate in the French media, where a more, I suppose, tolerant attitude being expressed. You are seeing it, for example, in the British media, The Independent here. Middle-aged white men like me have no right to tell women not to wear the burkini. He's referring there to the mayor of Cannes. And he says whether the ban on this modest swimwear is truly a contemporary expression of the French tradition of secularism, I cannot know. What I do know is that this is both wrong and counterproductive. So that's one point of view being expressed by Sean O'Grady there in The Independent, where he is saying really how much leg or midriff to display when at la plage is definitely up to the individual and nobody else. You're also getting that point of view, more tongue-in-cheek here in The Guardian, by a journalist who herself wears the Islamic veil, and you can see the headline there, 5 reasons to wear a burkini. Some have pointed out that actually it's quite a good way to protect against the sun, as Nigella Lawson.
Nigella Lawson, isn't it? The TV personality and chef in the UK.
That's
of course,
right.
In the UK,
but of course, people aren't wearing
the Islamic
it.
headdress is allowed. It's fine. It's a different view, different set of values.
Right.
Here in France, as you pointed out,
Right.
anything that hides the face, whether it's Islamic or whether it's a party mask,
Yes.
that can get you into trouble. That's the law in France.
That's right. And but in this case, we're not really talking about the legalities. We're talking about symbols that are being
Indeed.
associated with Islamist extremism from one point of view, and many people saying that's not the correct point of view. I'll just very quickly show a couple of things on social media. One politician, left-wing politician, he has been urging Muslims to be a little discreet at the moment. Now, in other words, don't be wearing burkinis because it could upset people. Now, that became a hashtag on social media with people, well, kind of poking fun at the idea, or I suppose indicating that the idea is a bit of a tragedy, really. Hashtag discreet Muslim. If you're wearing the beard, be sure to tell people that you're a hipster. Another one saying, at the beach, why don't you just wear a diving outfit? That way you'll be, more in the clear, if you like.
I just saw that cartoon. It made me smile.
Yes.
James, thank you very much indeed. I have